Hare So let's give a big round of applause to Prema Mani. So how's everybody doing today? Great. Peaceful? Meditative? Chill? It's too hot? Anybody too hot? We'll lower the AC? Okay. So thank you everybody for coming to tonight's Tuesday program. If this is your first time here, we have these programs every Tuesday. It's kind of a intimate get-together. One word that we like to use here is called Sangha. Sangha means kind of get-together among like-minded individuals. And everybody's like-minded and very nice here. So we get together every Tuesday and we kind of discuss kind of these topics that you don't hear about very much kind of on like a regular basis. Hey, it's Isaiah. Hey, Hare Krishna. So tonight's topic is about psychology. Anybody interested in psychology? Anybody do some research in psychology and about the mind? You know, sometimes in one of the ancient books called the Bhagavad Gita, the Bhagavad Gita says that the mind can be the best of friends or the worst of enemies. So who wants their mind to be the worst of enemies? Anybody want it to be the best friend? Yes. So today we have a special speaker. He's just visiting us for a couple days, and he's been here for a while. His name is Gaur Sundar. Can everybody say Gora? Gora. Sundar. Sundar. Prabhu. Prabhu. So this is Gaur Sundar Prabhu, and he's a monk visiting, and he's originally from Ukraine. But now he spends most of his time in a little town 3 hours outside of Delhi called Vrindavan, and he's come here and he's giving a lot of talks here in New York, and we're really very blessed to have his association. And so let's give a big round of applause to Gaur Sundar.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna to everyone. All guests, visiting guests, friends and devotees. Thank you for coming today, joining our Bhakti Night program in Sri Radha Govinda Temple. It's a great pleasure to have you here. How many of you came for the first time, by the way? Oh, right. First time. Oh, welcome. We're happy to have you here. So, by the way, I'm also came for the first time to New York, in your great city of New York. I would say New York is like a materialistic capital of this world, where people live in forgetfulness of God, actually. So today we're going to speak in various spirit matters, hopefully more spirit and less matter. And I called my presentation today Transcendental Psychology, or Excursion in Vedic Science, into Vedic Science. I mean, it's a bit courageous title, but let's see how it will go. Anyway, so by the way, before we start, maybe anyone has any relevant questions or topics if you want to discuss, so I don't mind, we can discuss. Whoever wants to rise up. Okay, so transcendental psychology. To address this topic, I would like to go for. Do you have Bhagavad Gita here? No? I would like to address to the ancient yoga text, which is ancient wisdom from the ancient India. And this is Bhagavad Gita as it is. Oh, thank you. You have your own copy. Yeah, this is Bhagavad Gita for those who came for the first time. Bhagavad Gita as it is. And it is widely read and well-known theistic science, which is spoken by Shri Krishna. Shri Krishna is considered to be, by the Vedic source, is considered to be a supreme personality of Godhead. Throughout all Vedic literature, it is proved that he is the Supreme Lord. And Vedic knowledge is not human knowledge, it is superhuman, it's apaurushaya. It descends from the spiritual platform through the tradition, through the disciplic succession, and received through the oral perception. So it is very powerful knowledge, transcendental knowledge, which is called transcendental sound vibration, Shabda Brahman. So Bhagavad Gita, one of them. And whoever tried to understand Bhagavad Gita without any personal interpretation, but in disciplic succession, in tradition, he will surpass finally all Vedic wisdom and all the scriptures of the world. So this is Bhagavad Gita's specific standard, because it's spoken by God himself. And nowadays all this transcendental sound been written down into the form of the books, and now it's available for everyone, so we can have. This is transcendental Shabda Brahman, transcendental sound, which comes down from the source of all knowledge. So, and also Bhagavad Gita, it is a perfect book of psychology. Now psychology is very kind of fancy subject, very popular, and people know psychology like probably subject matter which has to do with workings of the mind, subtle body, consciousness, all the functions and mechanisms of the consciousness. But actually psychology, it is a science of the soul. It is a Greek word, psychology, which means psyche means soul and logy means science. Science of the soul, or science of self-realization. So it is a very ancient science, and it's like a first step in spiritual life. You have to understand, we're not just bodies, right? We're not material bodies, but we're eternal spirit souls. So this is first step. This is basic knowledge. Without it, you can't move any further. And yeah, it's like we understand this we are not these bodies, we're spirit souls, and this material body is like a machine, like a biological machine, which is very nice, perfect machine, just to get destination, final destination. If we take a taxi car from here to Manhattan or New Jersey City, so Jersey City, we moving on the car, and in the same way we have this material body, which is human body, which is very perfect machine to attain higher destination, supreme destination, which is actually human life is meant for, to realize our potential, spiritual potential, supreme, our spiritual being, or relationship with the God consciousness, in other words. So this is perfect machine, spiritual body, and I mean, it is very rare opportunity to get this body, and it is perfect arrangement. Actually, it is saying in Vedic literature that you can assume this when you can assume this. I mean, soul is transmigrated through the different species of life. There is a circle of repeated births and deaths, and according to the Vedic literature, one of them is called Padma Purana. It is saying that out of the 8,400,000 species of life, you know, not like Darwin says that like maybe 20 or 30,000, but 8 million in this universe. For example, there are 900,000 species of aquatics living in the sea, then 1,100,000 reptiles, or maybe 1 billion species of birds. 1 million, I'm sorry. Then 2 million stavara. Stavara means immovable living entities, like plants and trees and herbs. They're also living entities. They're also living entities, but lower species of life. They're living in immovable forms. Then 4 millions of quadruples or mammals, right? And 400,000 species of human form of life. It's called Manushyan Chaturlakshana. 400,000 species. So our human race is only one out of those. We live on the earth, and this is one race, one human race, one human species. So this human species of life is very precious gift and very perfect machine, biological machine, how to attain higher supreme destination, supreme goal of life, and elevate our consciousness to the spiritual platform, where there is eternal life, full of knowledge and unending bliss. So this form of life is very good. And you see how many living entities around. Like, for example, we have 8 billion humans on the earth, it's population, right? But if you're going to take a shower, it's scientific fact that you washed away from your body 8 billion, same number of living entities like population of the earth. So you're killing 8 billion species, 8 billion of different germs on small microbes. They're also living entities, they're spirit souls. So many spirit souls, they're living everywhere, in all material elements, in fire, and air, and earth, everywhere. But human form of life is very rare opportunity. Why? Because it's meant for self-realization. So you can engage your extra energy, which is given in this form of life, to realize supreme consciousness, right? God consciousness. So my English is not really good. It's okay. It's understandable. You can understand me, right? Okay. So we take birth in human body, and then we're looking around, we see different living entities living in New York City, so many humans, and I think they're not really aware about this opportunity, that they got very rare opportunity. They enter into the human form of life, and probably they're just spending their life wasting just by doing nonsense, like smoking cannabis or playing guitar in public parks, or I don't know, just walking, loitering around in New York, doing nothing, just watching TV, whatever. Yeah? They're just wasting their life. chasing after illusory mirages of this world. And in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, he gives statistics of people, those who engage in the science of self-realization. He said, Manushyanam sahas rishut kinchitas yatati siddhaye yatatamati siddhanam kinchit maveti tatvataha. So this is Sanskrit. Sanskrit, it is ancient language of the Vedas. I'm just speaking Sanskrit just to make you sure that I'm not cheating you. So I'm getting from the right source and giving you right knowledge. So Krishna said, out of many thousands of men among the men, one may endeavor for perfection, and those who have achieved perfection, hardly one knows me in truth. So out of many, Manushyanam Sahasra, many thousands of men, maybe one takes for perfection. And out of many perfected souls, hardly one knows me, Krishna said. So, and human life is like a crossroad, when you go into the crossroad junction, there are 4 directions, different directions. So, same way, in a human form of life, you have opportunity to go in any direction. I mean, you can get broad spectrum on different opportunities or options to get and to achieve finally. But mainly there are 4 directions. Like one is going up, another one going down, another one is just spinning around in the same place, and fourth one you just get out from this matrix, just game's over, you're just going out from this kind of game, which is material life, from the circle of repeated birth and death. So you have this opportunity in the human form of life. So you can choose for yourself, because human form gives you a wide range of, or giving you opportunity how to change your destiny, how to change your corridors of karma, how to shift your paradigm, because in all other different species, you can change your life. You just have to suffer or enjoy according to your past deeds. It's called karma, right? Every action has an equal and opposite reaction. But in human form of life, you can change, you can transform, you can choose whatever you like, all different destinations. So future destination depends on different modes of nature. So we live in a world which consists of 3 modes of nature, right? 3 qualities. I was saying in Gita, Sattva, Rajas, Tamoiti, Guna, Prakriti, Sambhava. There are 3 main qualities. One is called ignorance, passion, and goodness, right? So, and mixture of them creates all these unlimited varieties of this world. So we have a lot of varieties, right? So many things. Everyone is an individual. So, and this is combination of these modes of nature, which gives kind of variety. So, according to this influence of different qualities or modes of nature, we choosing different destinations in our life. For example, if some person influenced by the mode of ignorance, so he may drink some strong liquor or smoke some cigarettes and taking drugs, watch some porno, and finally he become lazy, become sleepy, mad, crazy. So finally he degrades, and he goes down. This is one direction. I explain you the 4 directions, crossroad of human life. So he goes down to the lowest species of life, or to the hellish condition of life, finally. So another one who may be under the influence of mode of passion, he just racing around after the fruits of his work. He wants to get money, prestige, become some adoration, some, become influential person in the society, buy expensive apartments in Manhattan, something like that. So this is under the influence of Rajagun or passion. Such a person, he continues spinning around. He keeps spinning in this same place, which is planet Earth, or human form of life, but maybe he further degrades to the lower position in society, like maybe take birth in the next life in some way in Ukraine or Somali, something like that, like third world countries, because he wasting his opportunity. He abuses his opportunity to get kind of what is called to the self-realization. Another man may be influenced by sattva or goodness, another quality of material nature, and naturally he inclined to the knowledge, to self control, to control of the senses, living peaceful life, simple life, high thinking, looking for some answers for his questions, and become inquisitive, and so on and so forth. So he also created different qualities like humility and politeness and morality and so on. And naturally he elevates to the higher planets. He goes up. So that's called heaven, planet of heavenly denizens, or maybe planets of yogis or sages and so on. So in Vedic literature explain the different planetary systems, like 14 planetary systems in our universe. So we live in the middle portion, in middle position. 7 down, 7 up. So we're in the middle. Yeah. And number 4, direction. Try to explain for you. So when one influenced by it, it's called Shuddha Sattva. Shuddha Sattva means pure, what is called? Uncontaminated goodness. Shuddha Sattva. It's transcendental, it's not a material quality. So one becomes devotee of the Lord. So he probably adopt spiritual life, adopt garb of a renunciation. Maybe it's not necessary, but he can chant holy name and he can worship Supreme Lord in different ways. So he reading scriptures, holy scriptures. So he become like this, develop his relationship with God. So this is influence of Shuddha Sattva. And finally, such a person, he will attain supreme destination. He will come back to the spiritual world. And Krishna promised it in Bhagavad Gita. He said, whoever attains my abode, supreme destination, he never returns to this miserable world. Yad gatvana nivartante tad dhamma paramam mama, is saying in Sanskrit. So, never return into this place, in this material world, which is called sometimes Dukhalayam Ashashvatam. Dukhalayam means abode of miseries, right? Anyway, so Krishna promised us one lifetime of hard work and then eternal vacation. It's a good deal, right? Anyway, so Bhagavad Gita is a perfect psychology book, and where Sri Krishna, he makes a deep psychological analysis of different kinds of persons, those who live in this material world and those who are under influence of different qualities of material nature. So there are various groups, he classified in various groups those people. So for example, he explained who are atheists, immoral or moral atheist, then maybe theist, pseudo-theist or moral theist, then demigod worshippers, nature worshippers, impersonalists, and so on. So many different classes of men. So Krishna explained them, classified them in different groups. And so he probably covered all possible psychological types of people. And much broader than modern psychology science. Why so many different mentalities, so many different mindsets in this material world? because it also explained in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, Daivihesha gunamaya mama maya duratya, because this is my divine energy, which consists of three modes, we said, there's three qualities of nature, which influence upon all living entities. So we have a different combination of the modes of nature, and according to that, we're choosing different ways and realizing our life in different lifestyles and things. And this divine energy is difficult to overcome, Krishna said, Mama Maya Duratya. But those who have surrendered unto me, he will easily cross beyond it. So in general, Krishna explained again, so in human society, we have two groups of people. Whole human society we can divide on two big camps. One is called pious or moral people, those who are doing good things or did good things in the past, done. And some of the people, for example, the immoral, the sinful miscreants, like different kind of rascals. So in Sanskrit they call dushkritino and sukritino. Dushkriti means sin, and sukriti means pious credits, which we accumulated in the past. So this is two groups of people, and according to their past, they have certain understanding of life, and they choose in different ways how to realize their desires in this material world. And for example, most of the people in this age, in present time is called Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga, right? Kali Yuga in Holy Scriptures is explained that it's worst time throughout the different ages. And people in this age, those who are born in this age, they're unfortunate people. It's a given qualities of them. It is saying that they always have short lives, and they quarrelsome, lazy, misguided, unlucky, and always disturbed. So this is Kali Yuga people. So I'm fine myself like this. I'm Kali Yuga product as well. So anyway, so nowadays not many people interested in God and in religion, because they're born in Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga is an age of hypocrisy, age of irreligious age of hypocrisy or quarrelsome. And because people in this age not really good people, not really pious and virtuous, they never approach God, they never address to God to resolve the problems of life, to get something from what they need. They think that religion or God won't resolve my problems, my issues. Religion is like a public cosmetics for secular life. Just, it's just department of religion, but, there is no really, in contrary, those people who sukritina, the pious people, the moral people, those who regularly go into church or mosque or temple and pray to God to, to get solution for the problems of life, that they consider to be moral people, they're good people. But anyway, problems, we have problems, both people that have problems, those who pious, those who impious, because in this age, everyone, either we pious or not, we have problems, because material life is problematic. The point is how we're going to resolve our problems. If you're just going to just try our own useless attempts to seek for, or we just want to seek for higher help from the source of everything. So anyway, Bhagavad Gita describes the four impious people, those who never approach to the Supreme Lord. So these impious people, they never come to the Lord and ask for help, for shelter. These are four. So it is described in Bhagavad Gita. I give you Sanskrit first. Krishna said, Namam dushkritina mudha prapadyanti naradhama maya pachritagena asuram bhavam ashita. So he said 4 kinds of people, those who never approach the Supreme Lord. So obviously you come here because you're a pious person, and normally you belong to this to another category, which are considered the pious people, and they're looking for God, looking for solution in their life just by addressing God in prayers. Okay, so there's 4 different persons, those who never approach to the Lord, and first one is called just grossly foolish people, just fools. Then another kind, lowest among the mankind. Then those who knowledge stolen by illusion, and another one is atheistic people, those who partake in atheistic nature of demons, those who are inimical or envious or atheistic. Yeah. They not surrender to Krishna, never. And someone may ask why they don't just surrender to God. This is easy, right? To surrender to Supreme Lord and ask for solution in life. But because they're not pious, they don't have pious credits, and in the past they did not do any good things. Therefore, their mentality is different. They never surrender to God, but instead they surrender to themselves, to their ego, right? And they think, I don't need any God. There is no God. I am God myself. I am in control of my life. I am architect of my destiny. Like that. There's thinking like this. So, and first one, this first, which Krishna describes in Bhagavad Gita, is called mudha. Mudha in Sanskrit means foolish animal, hard working ass. So those people who work hard and just want to enjoy. They don't need any God. They just want to enjoy, work hard, play hard, get whatever they like, and they think life is meant for enjoyment. There is not any higher purpose. They are very grossly foolish people. Therefore, they're doing their own things and they don't care about God. So they just want to eat, sleep, mating, defending, sex, drugs, rock and roll, and something like that. So this first class of people, they never surrender to God. And second is called Naradhamas. Naradhamas, those who lowest among the mankind. Why? Because they impose themselves like religious people, so-called secular people, and sometimes they go into church or any other religious institution, but they not really surrender to God. They don't even believe to God. And they take religion like a social cosmetics for secular life, just to sweep the different issues and problems under the carpet. They just use religion for this purpose. They don't believe really in God. That's why they call Naradhamas, or lowest among the men. So third one is called Maya Pahrita Jnana, those who knowledge stolen by illusion. Some of the people in this world, they're very intelligent. They're great thinkers and philosophers, right? Like, I don't know, Charles Dawkins or Charles Darwin, Sigmund Freud. They created a lot of theories, a lot of teachings and philosophies. But actually, their knowledge stolen by illusion because they declare that there is no God. There is no God. They misuse their intelligence, which is given by God, to deny God, right? Therefore, they consider to be cheated. They are cheated by illusory energy of the world. Maya Pahrita Jnana. And this is very sad. Because the rational mind, they never accept that why world is unjust, or why do bad things happen to good people, why good innocent people dying, why old men are suffering in this world. So they can accept because they have this material rationalism, they can understand, they can figure out. Therefore, they proclaim there is no God. Or, I don't know, they're saying there is no God. If there is a God, he won't come down here. Or if he will come down, I will kill him and I'll become God. Like that. So anyway, they never surrendered. They surrendered to their own illusion. And number 4 group of people, those who they're called Asuram Bhavam Ashitam. Asura means demoniac nature. Bhava means nature. So they partake in atheistic nature of demons, or different people, those who are atheistic by nature, demoniac and inimical or envious to God or to religion, right? But I don't see many people like this, like that here. Here, very good people, friendly, and like open-minded. Most of such people, they live in another side of the world, like Ukraine, Russia, something like that. So this is 4 kinds of people I told you. So now 4 groups of people, those who always take shelter of God. 4 other types of people. Is it okay? I'll tell you. Yeah? It's interesting. Is right? So Krishna explained there are 4 types of righteous or pious people, those who godly and moral, and he said, Chatur vidhi bhajante ma gyanoshtu kritin arjuna arto jigyasur artathi gyanicha bhartashaba. So this is Sanskrit, there are 4 types of people. You can analyze yourself, maybe you can belong to some of the groups, some of the categories, because you came here. You came to the right place, to the right time, to the right people. So maybe you can make some analysis. What kind of group you belong in, what is your motivation to come here, right? So one is called Arti. Arti means those who in distressed condition of life. They're suffering, distressed, oppressed, depressed, suppressed, whatever, grief-stricken. So all these people who are suffering in this world. So many suffering people. According to Google, every day people go into depression, like 300 million people suffering out of depression. I think even more, but according to Google. So we accept Google like authoritative source. Okay, so frustrated men, those who looking for relief in life, they pious and they not going to psychotherapist or taking part in some kind of positive psychology groups or taking drugs or watching porno to get relief from the problems of life. But they going to God and ask for shelter, relief, and mercy. So these are very good people, and God helps. God helps them. Even one holy name of the Lord, just one name, if you can chant one name, can give you great relief from all your suffering. So this is very great solution to resolve the problems of life. Anyway, so the second group of the people, they're called Arta Arthi, those who desire material gain. Some of the people want to get some, money, prestige, position, and comfortable life, house by the sea, and color TV, whatever. So they are addressed to the Lord because it's logical, because God, He is the source of all wealth and all opulences. He is a supreme proprietor of everything. Ishavasya Madam Sarvam, it is saying in Upanishads. So He got everything and He can give you, right? So therefore, such people, they go into church or go into different religious departments, institutions, and they just pray to God. God, please give me. House by the sea, color TV, electric refrigerator or whatever. So they're praying and God gives, right? So people getting things, those who worship God, they get prosperity. And normally people, what they're doing? they try to make their own things, their own arrangement. Yeah, like they saying, I'm architect of my own life, so I can do things, and I'm just, I'm capable to do things. And out there we see so many different motivational talks and interviews and books, those who pushing us in this direction. You can do things by your own, but actually, does it work for you? Not really. Perhaps not, because we're here. So, anyway, so some of the people, they address to the Lord to resolve the economical problems. And number 3, people, those who they call jigyasa, or inquisitive, curious people. Those who materially, they're okay, they're fine, and they're not in distress condition. They're good people, they're happy, everything is okay, but still they're inquisitive. They still feel some missing point in their life, and they just, like looking for answers on some of the questions which may arise, like who am I? Why am I suffering? Why this world created this way? How can I make my life more useful, more comfortable? Like this. What is the source of everything? Where am I going? And so on and so forth. Different questions. So they're inquisitive, and just to resolve the inquisitiveness, they're going to God and ask Him, right? And this is the right way to do. They're a good candidate to become devotees in the future, because they're not materially, grossly motivated in different things. And number 4, they're called gyanis, or knowledgeable people, those who scholarly advance, the kind of real seekers, those who seeking for absolute truth, not relative truth like, physics or cyber technologies and so on and so forth, but they're searching for absolute truth. So they want to know exactly and this is very rare case in Kali Yuga, in our age, so not so many people like that. Most of the people, they're in distress condition, or they're looking for wealth. So anyway, how do you think, who is the best of those who come into the Lord, to approach to the Lord? Those fortunate out of the 4, who is the best?
Those who are distressed, because it's easier for them to surrender.
You think this is the best candidate? It's a majority of the people, those who are distressed, and they come to Lord just to get relief from the distressful condition. It's okay, all those 4, they're pious people, they're moral, and they doing right things, but best of all is number 4, which is Jnani, or those who searching for absolute truth. He is not on material platform, he's a little bit above of bodily conception of life. He's just looking for absolute, looking for God, for truth in his life. So anyway, and question may arise, who is the potential candidate to become a devotee, because all those 4 motivations are not really pure, because they're materially motivated somehow. And who is who is a potential candidate to become a devotee, first class devotee? So you remember, distressed, looking for wealth, inquisitive and knowledgeable person. And it is explained that anyone can be devotee, anyone can become finally devotee, because all of us, we are eternally by our inherited nature. We're eternal spirit souls, we're eternal servants of God. And potentially all of us, we're meant for service to the Lord. Therefore, it doesn't matter which kind of motivation we have in our life. Finally, anyone can be devotee. Even those who never approach to the Lord, they have a chance to meet devotees and finally will be converted into the devotees. Maybe one person, he is not eligible candidate. Those who are Asuram Bala Mashitam, those who are demoniac. In present condition, he does not, he cannot render loving devotional service because he is envious. He is demonic and inimical to us. But all other living entities, they actually potential candidates to become devotees. So therefore, there are different psychological types of people in this world, but still anyone can be devotee of the Lord. So I'm just wrap up my little presentation, say that this information for you, you can analyze yourself, what kind of person you are, why you came here. So why you came, why you approaching the Lord, what is your motivation, what you want from Him. So, and what you're looking for, and what is your motivation. So, whatever motivation you have, anyway, there is no loss or diminution. Finally, you can come to you can surpass any material motivation, and you can purify your consciousness and get some pure motive, right? Anyway, so do you remember all those which I mentioned to you? Like 4 empires, 4 pious people? Does anybody remember? So can you tell me? 4 impious people, those who never approached the Lord. Huh? Asuras, yes, demonic people, they never approach. Then grossly foolish, those who like to work and they just surrender to their ego, right? They just want to enjoy. Right? That's called mutas. And atheists, yeah, we mentioned them, it's like asuras. Then those who knowledge stolen by illusion, maya pahrita jnanam, and one is called naradhama, or lowest among the mankind. Those who pretending like they're religious, but they are actually hypocrites. So this 4 never approach, and 4 those who come into the Lord just to get His mercy. Tell me, please, what are the 4? Inquisitive.
Suffering.
Those who suffer.
Gems.
What is that?
Gems.
Gyanis, those who knowledgeable. And one more.
Seekers.
Seekers for truth. Yeah? Gyanis. That's Gyanis. Those who distress and those who are looking for wealth. Right? Yeah, okay, so this is 4 kinds of pious and 4 impious people. So Krishna classifies them in Bhagavad Gita, and so we have this people in outside world, and they're different categories according to the modes of nature, influenced by the material nature. But all of them originally and finally the spirit souls and the servants of God. So please take all good and excuse for bad. I'm just invite you for answers and questions and maybe some whatever you want to know. Maybe some reflections you would like to say.
Absolute truth.
Yes.
And earlier, at the beginning maybe, you mentioned the lowest of the low.
Lowest among the men?
The lowest of the low, the atheist, the
Yeah.
non-atheist.
Yeah.
It seems that they're the same.
Same but not same. There is some
Yeah.
subtleties. You can study, you can see, if you can discriminate, you can see that they're not the same. They have their own subtle motivations in life. Subtle nature, consciousness.
Because if they're atheists, they don't believe. But if they're looking for absolute truth, it means they haven't found truth. They don't believe yet. So they haven't
Atheists
found
are
truth.
inimical. Atheists are inimical or envious. Yeah, they're not seekers. They're not searching for absolute truth. They're just inimical. They're envious. They don't want religion, God. They're just proud materialist, like that. Hmm? Nice. Anyone has any questions? Or maybe we can. You want to ask anything like out of this topic, something else? Please come forward. Don't hesitate. Yes.
I have this ongoing question
Yes.
about why the few of us that are here in the material world, what did we do to be here? Why us? There's still those who are in the spiritual world they're not here. What makes us so special in a way that we came here?
What makes
What
us?
were we thinking? What is it? Why? How did we end up here and get caught?
End up here? Because we have a free will. We have independence. Independence is a feature of love. So if you would not have it, you like become a machine, like dead matter. But you're a conscious being, you essential living being. Therefore, you have this choice, independent choice, free will. You can choose whatever you like. So and basically you have two different options: to be with God or to be without God. So without God means stay in illusion, stay in Maya, in external energy. So in the past we done our own choice, we got our own choice, and we turned into the material world. So now we're here we are in material realm, and after a long time, so we realized that it's not a comfortable place to be. Now we're making arrangement to go back home, back to God. So, and again, so you have your choice, you know. So this is free will. So Lord never denies your free will. He always acknowledges it. And even you want to go away from Him, so He never stop you. I mean, because you have your own independent nature. And we made the wrong. We made the wrong. We used it improperly. Our possibility to have a choice, choose things. So we did wrong choice. So therefore now we're here, and like that.
What will ensure that we don't make this mistake again?
Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita 3 times. Krishna, He is the supreme authority, He is the supreme Lord, He is the source of all knowledge. He said, Yad gatva na nivartante tadhama paramamama. When you attain my supreme abode, you never returns back to this material world. You never returns. So he said 3 times. That 3 times is a special emphasis. You never come back to this material world. So when you elevate your consciousness, you regain your spiritual relationship with Krishna, so you never come back. So you will stay there for eternity and enjoy eternal life, full of knowledge and unending bliss. It's a good news.
That's something to look forward to eventually.
Yeah.
May I ask, were you born in a devotee family, or what
No.
inspired your spiritual journey? A certain book, or you checked out a temple?
I'm born in atheistic family, and I'm born in past Soviet Union, And then I moved to Ukraine. Ukraine is one of the province of past Soviet Union country, and it is a communist country, atheistic. I born in a family of military officer and dentist. My mother, she was a dentist, so they materialist. So I born, and first time I came to the church, Russian Orthodox Church, when I was 20 years old. It's very late, you see. Anyway, so I picked it up, and gradually, so I came to the platform. I mean, to my life, which is practicing spiritual. Yeah, so like that. I'm from atheistic background actually, but you see, everything is possible. So even atheists, they gradually become devotees. So Krishna promised, so everyone, because we are by nature we are spirit souls, we are eternal servants of God. So that's our inherited nature. But to be atheist is unnatural. It is bewilderment. It's great delusion. Are you agree? What is your opinion, Prabhu?
I don't know, I'm just listening.
Any other questions? Those who came for the first time, maybe this was a difficult problem to tolerate me. What is your motivation in life to come here? Yes.
I have a question. A little earlier, you mentioned like where we are on Earth here. There's 7 above,
Yeah.
7 below, and then is heaven? Heaven is still in the material realm.
Yeah.
Wow. So that would mean that
Heaven is not permanent solution.
it's not permanent.
Yeah, it's just a place which is a good, comfortable material atmosphere where you can enjoy your senses, but for a while. It's like you're going on Hawaii or Las Vegas, and you have money, you can spend them, and you can enjoy it. But as soon as you finish, as soon as you consume everything, so you have to come back and work hard here in New York. So in the same place, you're going to heaven. You're having good times, they're enjoying, like with opposite sex, whatever you do, and then time is over. They ask you to leave. Please leave and go back to work. Here in material world, in the middle planetary systems, just to accumulate again your pious credits. Pious credits, they're temporary. You get things and then you can spend. It's like your bank account, but it's like subtle bank account. Spiritual, material, subtle bank account. You accumulate things and then you can just spend and you have a good time. But you have to come back all the time. But when you go to spiritual world, you never come back. Yadgatva nanivartante tadhama paramamama, Krishna said. You never come back. So this is your eternal credits. If you worship Krishna, every time you chant holy name, you bow down before Krishna. You do any worship to Krishna. So that's your eternal bank account, spiritual bank account. You never spend your assets. It's always there. You never lose it. So better to accumulate spiritual things than just, like temporary things. You just get something, then you lose it. So this is very important to understand. Yeah? Because you have to make permanent solution for your life, for eternity. Temporary is, and you see, it's temporary position. Live in New York, next life, we don't know what the destination will get. So it's not secure. Material world is like a lot of unexpected things can happen. You're not in control. Yeah.
And also, as you mentioned, being human,
Yeah.
having this human birth
Yeah.
is it's rare.
It's very rare. Yeah. It's Manushyanam Sahasrasu. Out of 1,000, I mean, there are a lot of species of life, but like just handful of human forms of life. And on the earth, only one race. Only one. So it doesn't matter which color of the skin, or it doesn't matter. This is one race, human race, which is called Manushyam. So we got this form of life, and so we have to realize it. We have to use it properly. This form of life meant for two things: for self-realization and for self-preservation. Self-preservation means you have to take care of your body so that it can work nicely. Like you have to feed it and give rest and recreation and all things, just to keep moving to your higher destination, to the supreme spiritual platform. Go back home, back to God, in other words. So this is your body is meant for, not for anything else. If you just do some other things, we misuse this body. And we abuse opportunity to attain perfection. Then we will degrade. In the next life, we will go down in a circle of rotation in different species of life. So, therefore, we have to be responsible.
What about people born with certain talents, artistic people
Yeah.
have achieved very high,
Position, materialistic society.
musically, they achieve
Yeah,
Bach.
yeah. Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita. Oh, yeah. What? Continue, please. Finish. Question.
Are they in material life, even though they're such great artists? Is that material? Should they
Yeah,
just
that's
give up-
completely.
Should they just give up all of that talent and just?
That's totally material. It's a subtle material qualities which you can develop in your character. And Krishna said, "I am talent in the how he said in Bhagavad Gita. I am talent in human, something like that." Eh?
And the ability.
So this is Krishna manifest through our nature, manifest his spiritual qualities. I am talent in the human man, in the man,
I am the ability. The
Uh,
ability.
the ability. Right. He said something like that. So therefore, it's given by God. It's a gift given by God, but it's also temporary. So it's for temporary. You can enjoy. You can impress others, but then you lose it, because in material life everything has end, beginning, and end. So everything. It's not the spiritual.
But it's okay to perform and to do that, whatever your talent is. It's okay to live it out, your talent, and still be devoted to Krishna.
Yeah, definitely. You can dovetail it. You can dovetail your nature in service to God. So whatever you have, gifts of nature, talents, or whatever, you can dovetail it in a service to the Supreme Lord. And this is perfect. If you're playing nicely music or doing any other arts, you have abilities. So why you have to, just neglect it? So rather you use it for the service of the world, and it's like a perfect arrangement. You can serve nicely. You can dedicate your nature, your senses, your heart, and then God will be pleased, and finally you'll get mercy. And this is very good. So it's okay. So we'll stop here.